Hello everybody. So in third part, we have been discussing the important oxidizing reagents. So in this part, we are going to see the important applications of potassium permanganate, osmium tetroxide, metachlorobenzoic acid, and hydrogen peroxide in presence of alkali. So potassium permanganate, this can be used for the cis dihydroxylation of alkenes, and it preferentially attacks electron deficient double bonds. So under mild conditions, potassium permanganate can affect the conversion of alkenes into glycol, that is cis 1,2 diol, and this is a powerful oxidant, hence it can cleave the glycol further. So careful control is required. So the role of potassium permanganate, so it oxidizes alkenes into cis diol. So look at this. So this is alkene. So in the presence of potassium permanganate, so there is formation of manganate ester, and it can further cleaved. So this one further cleaved and to give 1,2 diol. So this is always a syn 1,2 diol, and also the alkynes are oxidized into diketones. Look at this. So this is alkynes, and the further oxidized into 1,2 diol, and then there will be the formation of tautomerism is there, and finally you will get 1,2 dione as a product, that is a diketone as a product, and the terminal alkynes are oxidized into carboxylic acid. So this is a terminal alkynes can be oxidized into carboxylic acid in the presence of potassium permanganate. And the oxidation of aromatic side chain, look at this. This is a toluene. So this is a side chain of aromatic ring, and this CH3 can be oxidized into COOH, that is a benzoic acid in the presence of potassium permanganate. And the tertiary alkyl amines can be oxidized into nitro compounds. So this is alkyl amines can be oxidized into nitro compounds, and also they can be used for the oxidation of sulfides. So look at this. So these sulfides can be oxidized into sulfoxides in the presence of potassium permanganate. And the next reagent is osmium tetroxide. So this also can be used for the oxidation of alkenes into cis diols, similar to potassium permanganate, and this is electrophilic in nature. And the important thing here is electron withdrawing groups connected to the carbon-carbon double bond retard the dihydroxylation, and this is in contrast to the oxidation of alkenes. So we have seen the alkenes. In the case of potassium permanganate, it can attack electron deficient double bonds, whereas osmium tetroxide attacks electron rich double bonds. So this is a syn 1,2 diol, and it follows 3+2 or 2+2 cycloaddition mechanistic pathway. So the intermediate formed here is osmium 6 monoglycolate ester, that is osmate ester is the intermediate, and then the intermediate which is hydrolyzed reductive or oxidative method to give cis 1,2 diol. Look at this. So it can follow 3+2 mechanism or 2+2 cycloaddition to give osmate ester. This is intermediate, and this intermediate can be further cleaved to give 1,2 diol, that is cis syn 1,2 diol. And the common reducing reagents used here is lithium aluminum hydride or hydrogen sulfide or K2SO3 or Na2SO3, potassium sulfide or sodium bisulfite. Can use any one of the reducing agents. And in general, the cis dihydroxylations of alkenes can be accelerated by the presence of tertiary amines. Look at this, pyridine or quinacridine and derivatives of dihydroquinidine or dihydroquinone. So these amines can accelerate the dihydroxylation process. And the selectivity. So regarding the selectivity, look at this stereochemistry of the hydroxyl group and the incoming hydroxyl groups. Look at this stereochemistry. It directs this OH directs the incoming dihydroxyl group. If it is backside, then backside attack predominates. Look at this. And this is the stereochemistry, that's a syn-diol. And look at the stereochemistry of this hydroxyl group. So the same stereochemistry, that is backside attack predominates with respect to this hydroxyl group. But if it is any bulky group here, and then opposite stereochemistry is possible. Look at this stereochemistry of this OTMS and look at the stereochemistry of the diol. This is opposite. And here, so pyridine, so base, it can be used to enhance the rate of dihydroxylation. And under stoichiometric conditions, alkene double bonds are hydroxylated without affecting other functional groups like hydroxyl group or aldehyde or ketone or acetals or even triple bonds and sulfates. So it will not affect the other functional groups, and the more highly substituted double bonds are preferentially oxidized. Look at this. There are 3 double bonds are there, but only this carbon-carbon double bond. So this carbon-carbon double bond only hydroxylated. So KMnO4 both can be used for syn-dihydroxylations of alkenes, and potassium permanganate attacks electron deficient double bonds. Osmium tetroxide attacks electron rich double bonds. So parasites. So parasites, this RCO2OH. The commonly used parasites are is metachloroperbenzoic acid, and this is an electrophilic reagent, and the weak oxygen-oxygen double bond here. So this is this oxygen-oxygen bond is very weak, and it will undergo attack by electron-rich substrates such as simple alkenes. And also it will not affect the other functional groups like ethers, alcohols, esters. Look at this. It will not affect these other functional groups, and the result is only the oxygen can be transferred to the substrate. So the epoxidation of alkenes, look at this. So this is alkene, and epoxidation takes place. The stereochemistry of epoxidation is syn, and the ketones and aldehydes undergo oxygen insertion reaction to give ester as the product. This is known as Baeyer-Williger oxidation. Look at this. This is aldehyde or ketone. So the oxygen can be inserted from this side or this side. You can get ester as the product. So electron donating groups in alkenes enhances the rate of epoxidation. So look at this. This is the rate of epoxidation. So the more electron rich double bonds can be epoxidized at a faster rate compared to this one. So the simple alkenes undergo least epoxidation. So the electron donating groups in alkenes enhances the rate of epoxidation. And the reactivity of parasites is also increased by the presence of electron withdrawing groups. So stereoselectivity, look at this. So the reactant, if it is trans, then trans epoxy, that is so it will not affect the substrate, only epoxidation can take place. Look at this. This is so this is regard to the stereoselectivity and regioselectivity. You can see. So there are 2 carbon-carbon double bonds are there, and the electron rich double bond will get epoxidized. So this is electron rich because of the presence of 2 methyl groups, and the epoxidation takes place to this carbon-carbon double bond. So this carbon-carbon double bond will not be epoxidized. And look at this. The epoxidation controlled by the hydroxyl group stereochemistry. So if it is wedge position, if it is above the plane, the epoxidation is also from the above the plane. But in the presence of bulky group, so this hydroxyl group has been protected by acetate group, then opposite stereochemistry will operate. If it is above the plane, the epoxidation takes place behind the plane. Look at this. So this OH is in the back side or behind the plane, and the epoxidation stereochemistry is also behind, can attack behind the plane. But in the presence of bulky group, you can see opposite stereochemistry. And with regard to carbonyl compounds, it will give esters. As I said earlier, when carbonyl compound is treated with paracids, so oxygen insertion can take place from this side or this side. Okay, and so I will give you one mnemonic here. So look at this, these two carbon, and you can insert the oxygen to the side where carbon bearing less number of hydrogen atoms. You can see here only one hydrogen, here you can see 3 hydrogens. So this is the preferred position. So oxygen can be inserted to this side. Look at this here, this position and this position. Here you can see one hydrogen, here you can see 2 hydrogens. So oxygen can be inserted to this side. In the case of similar ketones, there is no problem. Symmetrical one, you can get the ester. And the next important reagent is hydrogen peroxide in alkali. You can see the substitution of aldehyde group by hydroxyl group. So if it is aldehyde group ortho or para to hydroxyl group, then it is converted to give hydroxyl group. Look at this. And this CHO can be converted into hydroxyl group in the presence of hydrogen peroxide or sodium hydroxide. And this example also you can see this CHO can be converted into hydroxyl group in the presence of hydrogen peroxide and sodium hydroxide. This reaction is known as Dakin reaction. And the nucleophilic epoxidations of alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond, you can see in the presence of hydrogen peroxide and sodium hydroxide, you can get this as nucleophilic reagent. And you can get the epoxidation of alpha beta unsaturated position. This is alpha and this is beta position. You can see this epoxidation can take place. Here also you can see this alpha beta unsaturated double bonds can be epoxidized. And the mechanism is, the first step is the conjugate addition, and the second step you can see the hydroxide ion is lost by E1CB mechanism. So this oxygen bond is very weak, so you can get epoxide as the product. So here you can see there are 2 carbon-carbon double bonds. So which carbon-carbon double bond will get epoxidized? So the rate of epoxidation, so more electrophilic double bond, that is the carbon-carbon double bond which is conjugated to electron withdrawing group, and hence this is in conjugation with this electron withdrawing group, and this carbon-carbon double bond will get epoxidized. So this carbon-carbon double bond will not be affected. So thank you so much.